Would everybody please stand up and we will say the Pledge of Allegiance together. I pledge allegiance to the flag And now the four-way test. My partner in grime or crime is Danny, who will lead us in the kids' four-way awesome questions that he has designed.
You guys are getting to know this by heart now, I'm sure. Before you think, say, or do something, ask yourself, is it true? Is it fair to everyone? Will it help build friendships? Will it be good for everyone? All right.
Those people who are either visiting Rotarians or who have guests, please stay up on your feet and everybody else can sit down. Liz, I'll be back to you in a... Okay.
Hello, I would like to introduce Don Wolford, who is my guest today. His business.
Yeah. Could everybody take a deep breath? Say, we are in Rotary. This is a precious moment. Okay, there you go.
Wow, she has the voice of authority, you know? Everybody quiets down. So I would like to introduce Don Wolford, who was here a couple of weeks ago and I think is going to be here many times in the future. We're filling out an application for his membership. Don's in the carbon capture business. Very interesting and something very appropriate for our time and for our club.
Yeah, I'm here with my guest, Don Buddington. Don's a longtime friend. He's retired from IBM. He loves to sail. He's even taught piloting, and he's taken a celestial navigation course, so he's very interested in the topic today.
I see two young folk here. Here you go, Nancy.
Well, at the beginning of the year, these guys were really shy, but they're not so shy anymore, so they'll talk to you. These are our exchange students, Heitor and Laura.
So my name is Heitor, I'm from Brazil, and I want to say, like, we and Laura have the cookbooks. If someone wants to buy to help me and Laura to go to New York, will be perfect. So it's $20, and like, you just need to talk to us. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Laura and I'm from Croatia. I have a great time here and I just joined to my school golf team and it's really fun.
Thank you, Jean. I have two wonderful guests today. The first is Fatu Dambia. She is the founder of Agile West Africa, and she helps build up women in Africa, and she's been in our fair community for quite some time. She lives in Longmont and works in Boulder, so she can pay the rent. But her passion is West Africa, so we're delighted to have her here today. She's looking around at different Rotary programs, and I met Fatu through our district membership chair, and here she is today. So welcome, Fatu. And I'm also pleased to introduce my good friend, Marcia Sprague. Marcia is a consultant with Thistle, and she's very interested in all things Rotary, as well as she's here to support and hear our speaker. So welcome, Marcia.
And over here.
Hi, I'm Norma Portnoy. I'm a brand new Red Badge, and this is my friend Stu Dolnick from out of town visiting me. And he's not a Rotarian, but he did the spelling bee and delivered flowers to the nursing home last week. So,
what a guy! Yes, get them working before they're even members of our club. That's wonderful.
I'd like to reintroduce Kimberly Fells. Kimberly and I have this maybe unspoken philosophy, the longer it takes to do, the better it has to be. We've been working on discussing membership for a number of months, and we are closing in on the gap with literally committing it to paper. So she will be real sometime. We just hope sooner than later.
Hey, Jancy.
Thank you. I'm excited always when my middle daughter visits, Elizabeth Campbell, and actually a second guest, Barbara, who is her seeing eye dog. Elizabeth is a reporter for the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. She's also just been named to a national board called Access Ready. The work of that board is to be sure that public places are accessible to everyone. Thanks.
Last here.
This is my wife, Jody. Some of you have met her before on some of the Rotary hikes, so you might recognize her in civilian clothes. She's been chasing me around Southeast Asia for the last 17 years, and like me, are trying to reinvent ourselves here in Boulder after repatriation.
Are there, excuse me, are there any visiting Rotarians that I missed? That's glad I didn't miss them.
Okay, great. Welcome, everybody. Best place to be on a Friday afternoon in Boulder County. So right here, and you are it. So a couple of announcements before we go on to our weekly vignette. The first thing is Larry Johnson, our member. He's just had an infection, just can't seem to get over it. He's been in and out of the hospital. Wanted to let you know that. He's at home right now. And Larry would love some emails and phone calls, but no visitors right now. So Larry Johnson is doing better. Meeting management. If you would like to join this powerful group of Fred and Lynn and Grant and Wendy and Nate, please raise your hand or come over and see me after the meeting. You basically help run the meeting. You're actually I always joke with Fred, he's the most powerful person in this room because he controls, all the AV and the experience that we have here at the meeting, and so you can be a part of it as well. Let's see, the last thing I want to talk about is this. If you look at the agenda on the back side, I was so proud that Sunday's Daily Camera, there were 2 awesome articles that involved Boulder Rotary. You can see Bill Moore there is on the left-hand side. While they didn't mention in the article, irritatingly, Boulder Rotary, he was there as part of our program of reading, Reading Partners, where you're trained to go into the school and read with the kids. And that's a program that if you're interested in, please go and see Bobby Brown or Danny Lindau. One of those 2 people. And then on the other side was the Spelling Bee. We are a major sponsor. It used to be Barnes & Noble and Boulder Rotary, and Barnes & Noble kind of backed out. And so some of our generous members have donated money towards it. The club donates money towards it. And there were 8 volunteers there last Saturday running the Boulder County Spelling Bee. And I believe that Lena was one of the coaches, or not the coaches, one of the judges. Is that right? She's shaking her head. Yes, great. So just want to highlight what a wonderful contribution that this club is giving to our community. And we have to remember that because I stand up here sometimes and I talk about how Club 19 and 1919 or the Rotary Foundation and this, that, and the other, but it's really the hours that we're doing in the community that's the big success. If we raised no money and we doubled our commitment to this community, I think it'd be a great success, and we just need to remember that. So let's give ourselves a hand for all the work. So Norris, did you want to say something about the Spelling Bee? Where is Norris? Or are you good? Oh, we're good. Okay, great. Thanks, everybody. So we have the weekly vignette. Sue, you're going to... Who's doing it? Someone's doing the weekly vignette. I thought it was you, Sue. Well, that's what the agenda says. And I can't be wrong. So while she's coming up here, grab your raffle ticket because I've got the winning number. The winning number is 225 0988. 0988. Who has it? Someone yell. 225-0988. All right, you're supposed to pull that raffle ticket out and then we compare numbers. Okay, 225-0988. Really? Can someone look at Sue's? Did she win? You really think it's Sue? No one else, you've got it. Did she win? Okay, I guess not. I'm going to the backup. I'm going to the backup if no one's yelling. It is Sue. Yay! All right, great. This week's vignette is Money for Good Works. We're close. We're so close. We're a month. We're going to be 100 years old. So this is so exciting. This is what, 28, 29, something like that, of all the 28th chapter vignettes that we're telling our whole history, and we're coming down to the last 4 or 5. Is that right? So thanks, Sue, for writing them all and sharing this week's. Come on over.
Thanks, Mike. I apologize to Lena because we switched dates a couple times and I got confused. So, money for good works. The good works we do won't happen without a few bucks to fund them. Raising money has always been part of the routine for Boulder Rotary. In our 75th anniversary year of 1994, a Boulder Rotary Club Foundation was established, increasing the club's ability to maintain a fixed budget for community service. As Bob Stunkel, president in 1994-95, remembers, the quietly effective leadership of Steve Whitehead, who was BRC president in 1992-93, was key to establishing the foundation. Its donors are now honored as Steve Whitehead Fellows. The foundation encourages donations, but also hands-on service by members, rather than just writing of checks. Its endowment of nearly $900,000 includes $400,000 specifically targeting education, raised more recently. During Don James's year as president, and I was happy to see Don as the greeter at the door today, in 2005-2006, the club and foundation boards collaborated to develop a major grant program. The first grant of $120,000 over 3 years was made in 2006 to Crayons to Calculators. Our signature events and other fundraisers have benefited numerous projects and good works, including shelter boxes, Blue Star Recyclers, international projects in Monte, Mexico and Kisumu, Kenya, Adelante at Boulder High School, and many others. Also, starting with collecting coins for the March of Dimes in the 1950s, Boulder Rotary stepped up to help eradicate polio. In 1988, Rotary International mobilized worldwide to immunize children through Polio Plus. Canisters placed at businesses and restaurants collected coins. A Boulder Rotary campaign in 2002-2003, Sow the Seeds of Love, included projects such as Rotary license plates, and a fundraiser by all 3 local clubs reenacting the trial of Alfred Packer, subtitled, "All He Did Was Have a Friend for Lunch." For those of you who don't know, he was a cannibal, Colorado's cannibal, and several people tried to make me correct the spelling of his name to Alfred, but it's Alfred. To date, Rotary International reports that BRC has contributed an estimated, and this is a very interesting estimate, $225,834.58 estimated to polio. Yay, you deserve a hand. Including matching funds from the Gates Foundation, the Rotary International has contributed more than $1.7 billion. as well as countless volunteer hours to protect more than 2.5 billion children in 122 countries worldwide. Just a couple of weeks ago, President Mike Brady modeled his red Stomp Out polio shoes at a club meeting. Thank you.
Okay, John, why don't you come on up here and tell us a little bit about this Club 1919 we keep hearing about.
Absolutely, Mike. And what a perfect segue in terms of the Rotary history vignette about kind of what Rotary is about, because a lot of it is fundraising. And as I think all of you are aware, my wife Lena and I are co-chairing the Centennial Committee this year to help all of us celebrate this 100th birthday of our Boulder Rotary Club. And early on, we decided, again, to continue doing good works in our community the way we have done for 100 years. And we came up with these wonderful legacy projects that you're all familiar with. And we realized when we came up with all these projects, we needed money to fund them. And the amount we needed, we thought, would be a nice $100,000 to coincide with our 100th year. So in order to help us raise these funds, we created our Club 1919, which you're all aware of. It was started out with a wonderful initial founding gift by David and Suzanne Hoover of $19,190. It was then opened to other founding members at the contribution level of $1,919. I got to keep the decimal point right. And for the last couple of months, you could become a member of Club 1919 for a contribution of $191.90. You get the theme here. It's all with about 1919. Well, as of today, we are opening membership to Club 1919 for a minimum contribution of $19.19, because one of our goals of our Centennial Committee and our club is to have every member of Boulder Rotary participate and be a member of Club 1919, so that not only well, to be honest, and I need to be honest, we've already raised the money for our centennial projects. We've blown through that budget, that goal of $100,000. And what we're doing now is we're raising money to establish a centennial fund within our own Boulder Rotary Foundation to fund good works as we begin our next 100 years. So all contributions are appreciated, and it's all going to be going towards good works. On your table, you will find a little sheet that lists all three levels of donations. Just because we are now at a $19.19 level doesn't mean that you still couldn't contribute $1,900 and whatever that number is, dollars, or anything else, because it's all going to be going to good works. But if you contribute the $19.19, you too will have a wonderful Club 1919 pin that you can wear very proudly. And we are also going to be publishing all members of Club 1919 at all the different levels in our gala program on April 6th. So if it's important to you to have your name as a member of Club 1919, be sure and get the check into Michael Weatherwax. The address is on the paper on the table. No later than March 29, our last meeting in March, so we can get the list complete. But I just, again, on behalf of the whole Centennial Committee, want to thank everybody for everything you've already done. And I'm hoping that our little thermometer that we can look at in a few weeks or prior to our gala, April 6th gala, will blow right off the top to show our level of participation in this club. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, Lindsay, why don't you come on up and talk about this daily camera insert?
Yes. I'm super excited. We're getting close to our 100th anniversary here, and which also means that our commemorative insert in the daily camera is about to be published on March 31st. So I'm here today to tell you, though, it's not too late to participate. We've invited Rotarians to place an ad in the insert. So whether or not you have a personal business, you work for a business, you're involved in a local organization or church, and you want to extend congratulations to Boulder Rotary, we'd love to see your ad in that insert. Like I said, it's not too late. So we have about 2 more weeks to kind of finalize the ads and get those into the camera, and they can design the ad for you for free. So if you don't have design services, we make it really easy for you to participate in that. The ad prices are greatly reduced, and 10% of those ad sales come back to us and support our good works. So we'd love to see your business or organization featured in there. So let me know if you're interested, and I'll get you connected to the camera and get rolling on that. We're in the process of finalizing and editing our content. And we really see this piece, the main goal of this is to really educate the community on what Rotary is and try to bring new members who are like-minded into our organization. So we see this really as a key marketing piece, highlighting some of our stories. There's certainly no way it can be fully comprehensive of all the great things that we do, but we're really focusing on some highlights that we're really proud of, some great photos. And we'll also have an extra 1,000 copies of that insert to share with prospective members after the fact. So that's kind of exciting. And one last thing I'll mention is we'll have an ad in there that invites the community to join us at a meeting. And the headline says, "Do you know Boulder Rotary?" And our goal is to list our membership in there so that, you know, if somebody's sitting there reading it and say, "Oh, I know Mike Brady, he's a Rotarian? Yeah, that if he's doing it, must be cool. I'll want to check that out." So we'll be publishing member names in that ad. So if for some reason you don't want your name to be mentioned in that, let myself or Chad Stam know right away, and we can pull your name out of that. But hopefully everyone's proud to be a Rotarian. So let me know if you have any other questions. I'm really excited though to see this coming together, and thanks to everyone that's been helping bring it together.
Okay, great. Thank you, Lindsay. And my very favorite Rotarian coming on up here to talk about the rib. So I don't know if you guys, to guess, this is my wife, and so we always joke that every good dictator needs control of the press. And so she does the newsletter, but I don't have any control over it. So come on over.
Thank you. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the rib. I know for a fact, who gets the rib? Yeah! Who opens the rib? Oh, you're lying. So we are now calling, we call it the rib because it's Rotary in Boulder. And you may recognize this as last week's rib. And I wanted to just make sure that you guys know there's a lot of content that you may not be used to. We start with, hey, what's going on this week? It's some guy talking about celestial navigation. That's awesome. You always know the menu if you open the rib. What else? What are we doing? And I can't tell if we need you in our insert that Lindsay was just talking about was in there as well. Oh, I should be pointing it that way, shouldn't I? This is where we talk about what the committees are doing. And do you know what's missing from this section? No? Pictures. Oh my gosh. We would love to have all your pictures. So if you're doing something, if you're doing any committee work, if you send us those pictures, we'll put it in there. And that's one of the reasons we can tell you about what's going on. And share that with all our prospective members and people who are doing it. This is of course, the birthday section, and also introducing new members and all of the transitions. What else? There is the program recap. This is especially important if you miss you can link to the program. And Diana was telling me that she was so sorry that she missed Matt Vogel last week, but literally if she clicks on that link, it goes directly to a YouTube. We have our own YouTube channel called Boulder Rotary. And you can also see the TV down there. That links to the archive of all of our stuff. We would love for you to give us submissions. Those are the pictures. And thanks to Marty Evans, we have a yellow sub to always remember that by. And also program suggestions. That's it. I hope you will remember us.
Excellent, great. Okay, Paul, why don't you come on up and introduce John? So, I'm always standing up here talking about the impact that we have in our community and service and this, that, and the other. But was that not awesome? I mean, you come here on a Friday and you leave smarter. And the fact that we have a PhD in early history navigation stuff, and then and prior to this week, I actually took John's information and sent it to Fred McLaren. Many of you know Fred McLaren. He is a retired Navy and a retired captain in the U.S. Navy. And he's like, oh yeah, I used to be a navigator on a couple of nuclear subs back in the day. And so the fact that we can draw upon that expertise, your expertise, and present today, thank you so much, John. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, why don't we move on with the meeting? Sue, come on up with Jesse as we introduce our new member. And then Jim and Eve and Robert and Jim Ublin, why don't you guys come on up as well? Yeah, absolutely.
But what about getting seasick? I am pleased to introduce Jesse Friedman. Jesse is the executive director of the Jaipur Literary Festival, which some of you may have attended, and if you haven't, you should. It's here in September each year. Free. Yeah, I need to add that. She's trained as a psychotherapist with 28 years of professional experience and an art and cultural historian. She has a master's degree in art history and museum studies, and she's a cultural event and conference producer. She has been in Boulder since 1980. She has 3 children and 2 grandchildren, and her husband is Jules Levinson. She has been in so many things, it's hard to even quantify all of them, but she, in 1985, she began serving as the director of financial aid at Naropa University for 5 years, and she's the executive director of a nonprofit Tibetan translation literary group, which is what her husband does, right? And works closely with the production company Teamwork Arts that founded the Literary Festival. She just came back from attending the festival in India and attends it annually to meet with authors. It's just an amazing event if you haven't been there. So maybe we can get her to talk about it sometime. So I heard about Jessie through my friend Stephanie Rudy, and I met her at the end of last year, and I'm thrilled to have her join Rotary today.
All right, I'm wearing 2 hats today. Not only is my Red Badge co-chair privilege of introducing folks on their transition, but also as Eve Kilmer's sponsor. And so please re-welcome Eve, who, as many, hopefully many of you are getting to know, has been a psychologist here in town for 25 years and feels fortunate to do that work that she loves and have the opportunity to help others. She's been a clinical psychologist for those 25 years, all in private practice here in Boulder, and specializes in couples therapy and anxiety disorders. She's joined Rotary because, although in her career she can be of assistance to others on a one-on-one basis, in which she can offer free services to single mothers in particular need, Rotary offers Eve the opportunity to help a broader range of people. And she feels quite lucky to currently work with a 7-year-old in the Reading Partners program, which we heard about earlier today. And she's becoming increasingly involved with the Behavioral Wellness Initiative. So re-welcome Eve, and we're glad that you're getting your badge today.
You're gonna get 2 of them. Can you give me this one?
Why?
Oops. Oh wait, no. Sam gets the other one.
Yeah,
That's right.
We'll mail it to him. All right. So, next up is Sam Pottinger's sponsee, Robert Urban, who is asked me to do this today because Sam is away until May, and I guess Alessandro was instrumental in bringing you on as well, but he's also traveling.
They all fled.
They fled. Yep, but wait till you hear this and you'll wish you read it. Robert began his career as an electrical engineer after graduating from the University of Texas. Deciding that wasn't right for him, he changed direction and worked as a licensed broker in the investment business for a couple years before wanting to pivot again and went on to law school. He holds both a master's and a JD in intellectual property and became a member of both the traditional bar as well as the patent bar. After a 20-year career as a plaintiff's lawyer, during which Robert and his law partner achieved the highest verdict in the nation for the loss of limb in a products case, he decided he had enough of fighting with insurance companies and started his own insurance business. Is it a fox in the hen house, or can't beat him, join him? Robert, born in the Czech Republic, whose parents moved here to escape communism, is also the honorary consul to the Czech Republic for the state of Colorado, which allows him to help Czech and non-Czech citizens with all type of activities. And I see I skipped over a plug that I have to give, right? Because here you now not only are in the insurance business, but own a State Farm agency in town. So there's the plug. And if we file a claim, I'm wondering, you're gonna fight us back, or are you just gonna sign it off without any investigation?
State Farm on your behalf.
Nice, okay. Since joining Rotary, Robert has been involved with the journaling program, corresponding with third graders at the Whittier Elementary School, and he also plans on joining the Preserve Planet Earth Committee very soon. Jim, get on that, right? We need the help. He also plans on, his son, one of his 6 sons, Bobby, in closing here, will be traveling to Spain for a year this summer through the Rotary Exchange program. So you're in with both feet. We welcome you, and thanks a lot for your first 6 months.
So Hank had a birthday, is that right? No, he did not have a birthday. Why is that? Okay, you're gonna talk? When is your birthday, Hank?
I'll put it this way.
All right.
Actually, one of my daughters came up with this one.
Hold on, I've got a mic for you there, buddy.
Okay, one of my daughters came up with this one. I didn't have a birthday yesterday, and I'm not having a birthday today, but today I'm a year older. What happened? Somewhere in between it got lost. Anyway, I am the only teenager member of this club. I'm trying to bring the age down.
He's 19 years old today.
Well, happy birthday, Hank.
19 birthdays.
Yeah, very nice. Waiting for you to turn 20. Okay, we got an announcement video.
Must not mess with Rotary President. Must not mess with Rotary President.
Hello, Rotarians and guests, and thank you for being here today. March is Water and Sanitation Month. Did you know that 783 million people, that's 1 in 9, do not have access to clean and safe drinking water?
And this just in from the Boulder Rotary Hiking Club. Darla Sheath sent this in. It looks like Gary Kahn and some random guy with sunglasses. What a beautiful view. Great hike.
Club 1919 is still accepting founding members at $1,919 or more and members at a minimum of $191.90. Let's make this thermometer bust. Donations support our centennial projects.
Ain't nothing like a party. 100th Anniversary Gala, Saturday, April 6, 2019, St. Julian Hotel. Be there.
Join us March 11th, 6:30 p.m. for a lecture series titled The Dalakava Family Medical Pavilion, Reinventing the Community's Mental Health Care. The lecture will discuss innovative design principles used to promote mental health.
And Peter Ewing is looking for volunteers for the NIAN 2019 conference, March 14 through 16. Room captains are needed.
It's not too late to get your BRC 100 insert in the daily camera. March 15th is the deadline.
And the weekend of March 17th at Red Rocks Community College is the Peace Jam Youth Conference with a Nobel Peace Prize laureate speaker. Contact Sam Pottinger with the Peace Builders Committee to learn more and apply for scholarships.
Next week's program is Rotarian Michael Doherty talking about balancing justice reform and public safety.
Don't miss it. Anybody else ready for some warm weather?
I am.
Say it with me now. Have a great weekend.
Okay, good. So Cassie and I, yesterday afternoon, we were prepared, Daryl, just in case you showed up with making fun of me in the video. So there is a folder on the computer over here that Fred will attest to called Break Glass in Case of Emergency. Inside there, I have reached out to a few of your friends, Daryl. You don't know this yet, but this is mutually assured destruction. So let's be adults around here, okay? Yeah. You make the first move, and I'll make the last move. Couple of announcements before we end today's meeting. Drop off the journals. If you haven't already. And there are 2 free tickets to the Boulder Philharmonic tomorrow. Free. Is anybody interested? Courtesy of Pam. Pam has 2 free tickets she would love to share with somebody. I see Gary raising your hand. You want to? Gary Kahn. Okay, go see Pam Hayek. John is pleased to see that the forms for Club 1919, as he looked around the room, were like all taken out of the from the tables. You've filled them out, or you can put them in your pocket. He has more of them at the back, so go see him at the back if you want to contribute to Club 1919. Lastly, I would like to thank the people who helped bring today's meeting together. Don James, our past president greeter, Norma Portnoy as our red badge greeter. Kathy Olivier and Sarah Amarani were our member and guest registration. John Sullivan, our president-elect, helped out with the raffle. So thank you all for coming today. Have a wonderful weekend. Meeting adjourned.